scientific research and discovery in respect, as we should, we must also be alert to the equal and opposite danger that public policy should itself become the captive of a scientific, technological elite.
We've signed a climate convention on the importance of economic instruments and free markets. Were included in this mammoth Agenda 21 document and the Rio Declaration. Let me be clear on one fundamental point. The United States fully intends to be the world's preeminent leader in protecting the global environment.
Coming up, Technocracy News. And welcome to today's edition of Technocracy News. Today is August 29th, 2019. The month is almost over. Well, I'm very happy to say today that the audiobook for Technocracy, The Hard Road to World Order, is alive and well and available for purchase. Finally. And after months in the making, my book is finally available as an audiobook on Amazon.com and Audible.com, and it's going to be on Apple iTunes as well. The audiobook is 6 hours long, so listening will be relatively short. You can hear it on a trip, working in the kitchen, relaxing at home, driving to work. Audiobooks are very popular with a lot of people these days, and if you've never tried an audiobook before, here's your chance. Check it out. If you have also read the hard copy of the book, you have an opportunity to get the audiobook and sit down with the physical copy in your lap, open up to page 1, and follow along with the audiobook itself. It makes a big difference, apparently, when you hear and see at the same time. New things pop out that you've never seen before. I've had a few people tell me this already, and I'm excited to see if other people have the same experience. But I can also say that I personally narrated this book, every chapter, every paragraph, with careful attention to detail and context, so I hope it will be a good listen for you. And I have to say, many people have asked over the last few years for me to create an audiobook. And honestly, the cost was simply too high for me to pursue it. Hiring a professional narrator is typically very expensive, and I did check into it. And there's absolutely no guarantee that you can recoup your costs in sales. What made a difference finally was that I started this daily podcast for Technocracy News and Trends some months ago. I had to accumulate the equipment to make it happen, as well as learn how to do it. And I did. And here we are. But that experience gave me enough confidence to narrate the book myself and figure out exactly how to master the files to be uploaded to the audio publisher. So that's it in a nutshell. It is up. It's available. People are already buying the audiobook. And I encourage you to do that as well. And obviously, if you're listening to this podcast, you're already into the listening mode. I think you'll enjoy it. If you are listening from an overseas location, please note also that my publisher, Audible, also has a website for Germany, Australia, France, and Great Britain. And I expect there's going to be another 2 or 3 added soon. So if you live in those countries, you can get a copy downloaded to you in those countries. In the meantime, if you do get to listen to a copy of the new audiobook, I would greatly appreciate if you would leave a review either on Amazon or at Audible to tell other people what you think about the audiobook. And here is how to get a copy. Go to technocracy.news and look on the upper right-hand side of the page. You'll see a picture of the audiobook as well as some information about it. Simply click on that link and it will open up a single page that will give you all the details and all the links to the various places that you can purchase. If you choose to go directly to Amazon, simply search for the title of the book, Technocracy, The Hard Road to World Order, and you'll find that when you arrive at that page, there's a link for the Kindle version, for the printed version, and now for the audiobook version. You can also go directly to audible.com as well and simply search for the word Technocracy. The book will come up. And now, on to today's program. And welcome to the Funny Farm. Just when you think you've seen it all, you see some more. Technocracy is like that because you think it's outrageous one day and you just wait till the next day and it gets a little crazier. Well, big tech is back on a roll again, and another article appeared on how big tech wants to read your mind. That's right, not just assume what you think, but to actually read the thoughts out of your mind, even if you don't know that they're being read. Now, this isn't completely a polished technology yet, but it's coming, and they're talking about it. And controlling what you do is one thing, but digging into what you think is an order of magnitude more disturbing, with ethical, moral, and privacy considerations at the top of the list. Oh, but there's a whole lot more. This article starts out and says, not content with monitoring almost everything you do online, Facebook now wants to read your mind as well. The social media giant recently announced a breakthrough in its plan to create a device that reads people's brain waves to allow them to type just by thinking. And Elon Musk wants to go even further. One of the Tesla boss's other companies, Neuralink, is developing a brain implant to connect people's minds directly to a computer. Musk admits he takes inspiration from science fiction and that he wants to make sure humans can keep up with artificial intelligence. He seems to have missed the part of the sci-fi that acts as a warning for the implications of technocracy. And we'll talk a little more about Elon Musk later in this broadcast. The article continues, these mind-reading systems could affect our privacy, security, identity, equality, and personal safety. There's probably other things as well. Do we really want all that left to companies with philosophies such as that of Facebook's former mantra, move fast and break things? Though they sound futuristic, the technologies needed to make brainwave reading devices are not that dissimilar to the standard MRI, that is, magnetic resonance imaging, and EEG neuroscience tools used in hospitals all over the world. You can already buy a kit to control a drone with your mind, so using one to type out words is, in some ways, not that much of a leap. The advance will likely be due to the use of machine learning to sift through the huge quantities of data collected from our brains and find the patterns in neuron activity that think thoughts to specific words. I'll remind all of our listeners that in the 21st century, data is the new oil. And as this article just alluded to, reading the mind will create huge quantities of data. And oh, what a gold mine that will be for technocrats to analyze. The article continues, a brain implant is likely to take a lot longer to develop, and it's important to separate out the actual achievements of Neuralink from media hype and promotion. But Neuralink has made simultaneously improvements in materials for electrodes and robot-assisted surgery to implant them, packaging the technology neatly so it can be read via USB. Facebook and Neuralink's plans may build on established medical practice, but when the companies are collecting thoughts directly from our brains, the ethical issues are very different. Any system that could collect data directly from our brains has clear privacy risks. Privacy is about consent, but it is very difficult to give proper consent if someone is tapping directly into our thoughts. Silicon Valley companies already surreptitiously gather as much data on us as they can and use it in ways we rather they didn't. How sure can we be that our random and personal thoughts won't be captured and studied alongside the instructions we want to give the technology? Well, these are very penetrating questions, and we're not going to know until they actually start doing it. These types of experiments, of course, are carried on in places that you and I have no idea even where they are. You can't go and pick a sign up and say, stop experimenting on this stuff. We don't know who the engineers are, and we don't know where they're located. One day they'll just simply do it and release it, and then we'll have the opportunity to take it and throw it in the trash bin. Reading someone's mind may be the holy grail for technocrats, but for the rest of us, it's a nightmare of dystopia. The next article concerns the TSA. The TSA now has decided that it's going to launch facial recognition for domestic airplane flights. They formerly have tested the technology on international flights, taking people's pictures and routing them through the airport where cameras pick up their faces and identify them along the way, including actually getting on the airplane. But now that's about to change. And we knew it would. They said it wouldn't at the time, but Technocracy News has reported on what the TSA is doing with international flights. And even amidst their protests, we said, yep, just wait. It'll be coming to domestic flights as well. Just give it time. Well, time has happened and time is here. My comments at the top: our TSA will scan your printed travel documents and then scan your face to see how well they can match you. In the process, they will ultimately create a nationwide facial recognition system on all travelers. And I know at first somebody's going to think, well, that's just travelers. That doesn't include the rest of us. But listen, let's do the math. In America, I wrote, some 750 million passengers board domestic flights each year. That's twice the population of our country. Thus, TSA's plan to capture the vast majority of American citizens is alive and well. The article starts out, the agency will assess how the tech verifies travelers' live facial images against pictures taken from travelers' identity documents. That would be like passport, driver's license, and so on. The Transportation Security Administration will conduct a short-term proof of concept in Las Vegas McCarran International Airport to examine how effective facial recognition technology could be at automating travelers' identity verification, according to a recent publication from the Homeland Security Department. For passengers who opt in, the agency will assess the technology's capability to verify travelers' live facial images taken at security checkpoints against the images on their identity documents. TSA expects that facial recognition may permit TSA personnel to focus on other critical tasks and expediting security processes, resulting in shorter lines and reducing wait times, officials said in a privacy impact assessment regarding the proof. Biometric matching is also expected to increase TSA's security effectiveness by improving the ability to detect imposters. The agency's plans to use biometrics to identify 97% of travelers flying out of the country by 2022. Last year, TSA performed an initial proof of concept capturing real-time facial images from biometric-enabled automated electronic security gates to passengers' e-passports at the Los Angeles International Airport. So the bottom line in that is the technology has already been vetted and tested, at least for international flyers. I cannot imagine that there's a possibility it wouldn't work for everybody else in the country as well. It continues, instead of using automated security gates in this pilot, TSA will use a credential authentication technology device with a camera or a CAT-C device to authenticate passengers' identity documents. The device will also collect the image and biographic information from those documents and capture live images of passengers' faces. The ultimate goal is to ensure that biometrics work for verifying passengers. To participate, passengers will voluntarily choose to enter a lane dedicated to the proof of concept. Ultimately, the agency plans to collect, now get this, live photos of passengers' faces, photos from travelers' documents, identification document issuance and expiration dates, travel dates, various types of identification documents, the organization that issued those identifying documents, the years of passengers' birth, as well as gender or sex listed in the identification documents. Now, that's just about everything you have on your person when you go to the airport. The agency assures that the data will be, quote, obfuscated to the greatest extent possible. TSA plans to store the data on encrypted hard drives that it will remove daily and transfer to DHS Science and Technology Directorate personnel weekly. Biometric information cannot be recovered from the templates produced, and the information will only be used for the purpose of the pilot, said. The agency also plans to consult with the National Institute for Standards and Technology during the assessment and to ensure that all methodologies meet industry standards. So there you have their plans laid out before you. It's just a matter of time before they will roll this out throughout the country in the name of convenience. But oh, by the way, just lay out all your personal documents here and let us scan them for you and put them in our master database while, oh, don't move. We need to take your picture too. And from there on in the airport, and I might imagine there on forevermore, whenever you come walking by, they might even greet you by name. Our last story concerns our favorite technocrat, Elon Musk, and a Chinese technocrat by the name of Jack Ma. We know that Elon Musk is head of several companies in America, including Tesla. He's probably better known for that than the other companies. Jack Ma is a billionaire from China, and Ma is the billionaire head and founder of the giant Chinese company, Alibaba. Alibaba is similar to Amazon, but resides in China. And Jack Ma has been a brilliant executor of strategy to grow Alibaba into one of the biggest companies in the world. They had a debate just a few days ago. Musk and Ma sitting across from each other, holding microphones, and going at it over artificial intelligence. Now here you have two arch technocrats from different parts of the world with different philosophies. And those differences come out quite markedly. I commented, two billionaire arch technocrats from vastly different cultures square off to debate the future of the world. Alibaba chairman Jack Ma is clearly more in touch with the human condition than Elon Musk. Musk's illogic is seen with a statement like this, and he actually said this. We'll read it again. Quote, "The first thing we should assume is we are very dumb. We can definitely make things smarter than ourselves." That's a quote. Well, how can dumb people make things smarter than themselves, Elon? This is a major leap in logic as far as I can see. Tesla CEO Elon Musk on Wednesday said that computers are getting smarter than humans in more and more spheres and that the trend will continue. We will be far, far surpassed in every single way. I guarantee it, Musk said to Jack Ma, chairman of Alibaba, at the World Artificial Intelligence Conference in Shanghai. The comments highlight an evolving landscape in technology, including in artificial intelligence, an area technology companies are tapping to enhance their products they sell to businesses. Musk pointed to advances in chess in the Chinese board game of Go as evidence of progress in AI. Musk told Ma, "Your cell phone could crush the world champion of chess, literally." He talked about how the future technology from Neuralink, a startup he co-founded, could give people a way to boost their skills in certain subjects. The company is seeking to draw on AI for augmentating people's cognitive capabilities with brain-machine interfaces. The company said it's not there yet, though. Musk continues, "The first thing we should assume is that we are very dumb. We can definitely make things smarter than ourselves." Ma had a different view, suggesting that a computer has never spawned a human being or even a mosquito. "I've never in my life, especially in the last 2 years, when people talk about AI, human beings will be controlled by machines," he said. "I never think about that. It's impossible." And Ma said that he does not want to play chess or Go against a machine. "These games were designed for people to play against each other," he said. "I'll be happy to see two computers fight each other," Ma added. The Tesla chief has spoken previously about AI. In 2017, he suggested that the competition among nations in AI would lead to World War III. So two radically different worldviews clash in the debate over artificial intelligence. And oddly enough, Jack Ma emerges as the more human of the two. Elon Musk has a very dim view of humanity, apparently, and he really is the consummate technocrat. Technocracy news and trend readers will remember that Elon Musk's grandfather, Dr. Joshua Haldeman, was in charge of the Technocracy Inc. movement in Canada in the 1930s and 1940s. This is the home that Musk grew up in, the home of a master architect that started Technocracy way back when in the 30s and 40s. And today he seems like he's marching along the same path with the same ideology that those scientists and engineers had back then. As long as Musk thinks that dumb people can make things smarter than themselves, I don't know if there's any real reason to fear Elon Musk. I'm Patrick Wood for Technocracy News and Trends. See you next time.